Hello again, everybody. My name is Mike Petralia. Welcome inside TD Garden. This is Jimmy Toscano.
What up?
And this is the CLNS Media Garden Report, powered by Greats.com, your online store for great-looking shoes, both formal, Jimmy, and casual. I have a pair myself. I swear by them. I know you have a pair yourself. You can go to Greats.com, use my promo code TRAGS, T-R-A-G-S, for a 15% discount on all shoes online. Again, go to Greats.com, use my promo code TRAGS for a 15% discount. The Celtics, big-time winners,
all right,
107-96 over Lonzo Ball and the Los Angeles Lakers. Jimmy,
10 straight.
10 straight
Cheers.
wins. Cheers. You
Cheers
took
to
the
that.
words right out of my mouth. And certainly the Celtics seem to not be phased whatsoever by injuries. We had two more injury storylines here on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Before the game, Al Horford, he took a shot from Kent Bazemore on Monday night in Atlanta. He woke up on Wednesday morning with some concussion symptoms, and the team placed him in the NBA protocol for concussions. Brad Stevens said it's a terrific program and that he's going to get the best care. And then during the game, it turns out Jason Tatum injured his right ankle. He has a sore right ankle, and the word from Brad Stevens after the game, Jimmy, is that he had some imaging. He'll have more imaging.
I didn't like that word.
No, I don't either. I
didn't like the
Thursday,
word boot either.
No, and he did leave the Garden here on Wednesday night in a walking boot. Brad says it's precautionary. Your thoughts on why and how this team continues to get it done with bodies going down?
I'll say the Horford news, that's troublesome to me, because if you remember last year, he went down with a concussion and he missed a good amount of time.
Almost a quarter of the
season. In the Boston Globe, Adam Himmelsbach, he wrote a good story on just the amount of symptoms that Horford had to overcome in order to get back on the court. So I really hope that's not the case again, because he was playing exceptional for them, and you saw just how much they missed him tonight, even though they pulled it out. And the Tatum news, that really hurts too, because we don't know how it happened, and yeah, absolutely, the length, and to have to go do the MRI and that whole ordeal, you got to expect that he's probably going to miss a little bit of time if they're going to go through all that right now. So that all being said, guys continue to step up. Brad Stevens joked after the game they'll keep playing until they only have 4 guys left, which is a scary thought, because that might actually be the case at some point. But guys like tonight, Marcus Smart, he stepped up. Aaron Baines, he stepped up. You guys coming off the bench, Tice, I thought, had a great game. So they are showing that maybe they have more depth than people thought they had. Okay, let's focus on 2 guys who stepped up today that had to step up with Al Horford being down. You mentioned Marcus Morris. Aaron Baines, 21 points. 9 rebounds, 7 of 12 shooting. I mean, he was all over the place, and he gave him that energy that I talked with Aaron Baines last week. Yeah. And he talked about the energy that he can bring tonight. He brought it against the Lakers. That was a good interview on CLNS. Thank you, by the way. If you go on YouTube, you can check it out there. And this is something that we saw early on in preseason. I think a lot of fans were like, who's Aaron Baines? And then all of a sudden it's this guy coming down the court. You know, he's throwing his body around. He's got a little attitude to him. He's not scared of anybody, and he's showing that in the regular season as well. 1-year deal with the Celtics, and I got to say, it was a great business decision on his part, because
$4 million well spent.
I agree. Yeah, good decision by the Celtics. Better decision by Baines, because if he keeps this up, he's going to cash in. You know, that's going to be his big payday, and the Celtics are reaping the benefits right now.
All right, Marcus Morris. You know, I thought early on in this game he was really the jump shooter and the outside force as a wing that the Celtics needed with Horford being out. Yeah, I'll tell you what, with Horford being out and now with Tatum possibly being out, he's the guy that's going to his minutes are going to jump up real quickly here. And I think the Celtics had no choice but to play him a little bit more tonight with the way he was playing him, being shorthanded. And I think you're going to see him a lot more Friday night against Charlotte. And, you know, depending on how things shake out with Horford and Tatum, you might see him more, you know, they're going to definitely need his attitude and his physicality and his offensive skills against a team like Toronto on Sunday. I think that he's definitely a guy that, you know, Danny Ainge, it wasn't just, they didn't just trade for him because they had to trade Bradley. They traded for him, and they didn't just trade for him because he had 2 years left on his deal. They traded for him because they believe that he can really help out this team, not just on offense, but on defense too. With that attitude that he brings, he's going to get a little Marcus Smart to him, just a bigger body though. Okay, we're going to get to Kyrie Irving very shortly, but I want to touch on the offensive rebounds. 16 offensive rebounds, 25 second chance points, as you were talking about off camera. Those are 2 huge factors in the win. Absolutely, and against a team like the Lakers, they're not a great offensive team. You got to expect that there's going to be a lot of rebounds to be had, so that had to be something that Brad Stevens drilled into these guys' heads, is, you know, not necessarily crash the boards and leave your men, but be ready for these rebounds. And it worked out for the Celtics tonight because
because they weren't shooting well either. You know what I mean? And when they're not shooting well, you got to put in that extra effort on that offensive end, pick up the trash, as they say in hockey, and put that ball back up there. And I think that's why, you know, you saw Baines have a good night, even though he was hitting some jump shots as well. But put those bodies down low and you know, continue the play.
I know Isaiah Thomas thrilled this crowd time after time after time last year.
Yeah.
But what Kyrie Irving did here on Wednesday night, it was a highlight reel in pretty much, what did he play, 33 minutes of action? He absolutely made Kentavious Caldwell-Pope look silly out on the perimeter, and was able to get to the basket. He had several sensational plays. He was just 7 of 21 from the field, but finished with 19 points. Kyrie Irving just lit the crowd on fire.
He's so smooth. I mean, it's like the ball's on a string when he's dribbling that basketball. I don't know if there's a better ball handler. I mean, maybe Curry, but there's a couple guys out there. He's obviously in the top 3.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, top 3-5 players that just, when he's just handling the ball, I mean, you just don't, he can do so many things with it. He's going in and out of guys. Even when he loses the ball, he somehow manages to get it back and find his way to the hoop. So he's so smooth out there, and he's becoming more and more comfortable, and he's becoming more and more confident in his teammates as well. He's more likely to you know, make that extra pass and maybe hoist up a contested shot. Although I thought maybe he got a little caught up in the Lonzo Ball hype. I thought he forced a couple towards the end there, but I think overall the Celtics did what they needed to do shorthanded.
Brad Stevens actually made reference to that as well, the team maybe getting caught up in the Lonzo Ball Laker hype. But the Celtics come away with a 107-96 win over the Los Angeles Lakers, their 10th straight win after 2 losses to open the season. They now extend their NBA record with 10 straight victories. They're 10-2 on the season. We'll have much more on the Garden Report and on CLNSmedia.com. This CLNS Media Garden Report has been powered by Greats.com, your online source for great-looking shoes, both formal and casual. Go to Greats.com for a 15% discount if you use my promo code TRAGS, T-R-A-G-S. This is Jimmy Toscano. I'm Mike Petralia, and that's the Garden Report for CLNS Media.
Peace.